Ladies and gentlemen, when you speak of someone that works harder than the devil this season, ladies and gentlemen, it is definitely Kola. None other than Kola. And you see, in a way, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because I have actually analyzed this during the second Saturday YouTube live conversation that we had this season. Was it the second or the third? The one we had in week 2. Yes, we had this conversation and I gave an elaborate and detailed analysis of Kola's strategy and the game he's currently playing with Dede. Yeah, I analyzed it, and so ever since, anytime I see Kola in his element, if I comment on it, it's just for jokes, it's just for entertainment. I kind of know what the guy is doing, and I'm going to explain, all right? So I listened to his conversation with Dede last night, and ladies and gentlemen, I just did not know how to feel. Yeah, I went through a series of emotions. I was pissed. I was just annoyed. Like, I was annoyed. Kola was really pissing me off. Yeah, he was really pissing me off. And you see, that is the thing about Kola's game. It will trigger you. Kola's game will trigger you. It will make you really pissed. It will provoke you, especially if you're a woman. Because the one question you keep on asking yourself is, how is that this guy does not understand a simple no? I mean, Dede has said no 1,000,000 times over already in just a space of 3 weeks. But Kola is still not listening. He's still going back. And he's not only going back, he's still going to have conversations with his friends about Dede, about how the girl is not reciprocating his affections. He's still doing the same damn thing he did in week 2. And it's exhausting. But at the same time, I'm reminding myself that this guy knows what he's doing. He's playing a game, right? See, for every week that there's an eviction and Kola does not go home, for him, that is a message that, oh, this means that the viewers actually like the game I'm playing. Boom, let me add more fuel to the fire. You see him, he intensifies his pursuit of Dede. Now, I cannot sit here and tell you if Kola genuinely likes Dede or not. I can't tell you because I don't know that. I don't even know the fact of it all. Yes, but from all I have watched this guy portray on live TV, I am telling you that right there is a man that is really milking his situation with Dede, and he doesn't care if Dede gets frustrated. He doesn't care. All he cares about is that whatever he's doing to Dede is driving conversation on the outside, and in his mind, he believes that viewers wants to see the end of that thing happening between both of them. So what he is doing is he's feeding into that narrative. As a matter of fact, Ebuka's question on Sunday was just simply a confirmation to Kola that, what you're doing, people are actually talking about it. So even if he's disguising that, oh my God, I'm so bothered, I'm so worried, people are calling me a simp and blah, 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 blah. Ladies and gentlemen, I put it to you for free that was simply a cue to Kola that, whatever you're doing, people have noticed and people are talking about it. So you need to do more. Why am I saying all of this? There were different conversations that happened yesterday evening that led up to Kola finally approaching Dede for a conversation in her bed. I'm going to tell you all about these conversations, all right? There was a conversation between Dede herself and her friend Mide, and then there was a lengthy conversation between Kola and Bright. Ladies and gentlemen, we need Ebuka to help us ask Bright this Sunday what his deal is with Dede. Ebuka needs to help us ask Bright if he is obsessed with Dede, or if he likes Dede, or if he wants to officially become one of Dede's fishes in her pond. Because at this point, I don't understand the obsession anymore. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this video. I will give you all the details of this juicy tea because the tea is really juicy, all right? So make sure you watch this video to the end. Do not skip out on any part. If you skip, you will lose, all right? And yeah, before we get into it, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Bbnaija. This is Frankly Speaking with Bbnaija, and I am the girl with the tea. Now, all of that said, let's just dive right into the details of this video. Okay, now, these conversations started right after the live nominations process, yeah? And it wasn't surprising to me, ladies and gentlemen, because this is a pattern in Big Brother's house, season in and season out, right? Once the housemates know that, okay, we're up for eviction, maybe not all of them, maybe some of them, what they begin to do is they begin to work hard to impress us, the viewers, either by conversations or either by fighting, just so that the viewers get entertained enough and want to see more of them display what they are just displayed. And so the viewers begin to vote for them. Yeah. So that was exactly what I felt those conversations were about, because there was one between Doris and Sultana, but I'm going to have to make another video about that one because ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot in that one. Yeah. But there was first, with regards to Dede and Kola situation now, first, there was a conversation between Mide and Dede where Mide, I think she had a conversation with Jason, or maybe she was trying, and she said that, oh, he was actually giving her attitude. Now, I'm not really sure if it was Jason or Kola that was giving Mide attitude, yeah? But according to what the girls were saying, this particular guy, who is one of Dede's fishes, was actually giving Mide attitude, and both of them, they were laughing and saying that that this one, it's like the person is trying to catch Mide's attention so that Mide will go and tell Dede that this person is actually giving me attitude, what do we do about it? You know, probably trying to ruffle Dede's feathers. And Dede had shared that she had actually approached Jason after the live eviction show on Sunday a couple of times, you know, to have a conversation with him, just to clear the air about the whole fishy statement. But Jason J always refused. According to her, every time she asked, it was very obvious that he had a lot to say, like he had a lot bottled up to say, but he wouldn't want to say anything. He'll be quiet. And then she will ask him, oh, do you want to talk? No. And he'll say no, and then she'll walk away. So she went to him, I think about 2 times or 3 times or thereabout, but he refused. And so she decided, okay, you know what? I'm done. I'm not making any moves anymore. Yes, like it's not like she's guilty about anything, no, because just like she explained to Ebuka, she was only having a conversation with her friend. So if they picked offense, all she wants to do for the sake of their friendship that they had was just to apologize and acknowledge their feelings. But if they are not giving her a chance, she's not going to do anything about it. Because even Kola too, the whole of yesterday, Kola was avoiding Dede. I think he was also avoiding Mide as well. Yeah. So according to Dede, she's not going to come round. That she has a feeling that Jason J wants her to come round, come and apologize and whatnot, but she's not going to do any of that. That this is not the first time that they have had this type of situation. So if he's expecting her to come and apologize, she's not going to do that. So everybody should just be where they are. And they went on and on with their conversation like that. And then as they were having their conversation out in the garden, there was a conversation between Kola and Bright in the lounge. They were actually sat at the edge of the sofa, right? So they could see outside to the garden, right? So already Kola presumed that they were talking about him. So Kola was sounding distressed, and he was telling Bright that he doesn't even like the narrative that's flying around out there to the whole world about him chasing Dede around, that he doesn't like it, you know, his usual complaint. And this time around, Bright was very irritated, you know, because for him, dude, what are you doing? You need to stop. So he was advising Kola to stop chasing after Dede. And for him, he had devised a plan. His plan entailed that Dede is in a very precarious situation, that Jason J has left the group chat, that yesterday Dede and Koyin, they had an issue, and it's true, they actually had a disagreement, but they've actually resolved it without these people knowing, yeah? So Bright said that Koyin had issues with Dede, so Koyin did not talk to Dede the whole day. So So Dede was by herself. And even the friendship that she has with Mide, it's no longer solid. It's now kind of precarious. So his plan is that Kola needs to stop giving Dede attention. He needs to starve Dede of all attention and affection. You see all those checking in on her, chasing after her, talking to her, that he needs to cut off all of those things once and for all, so that Dede will feel isolated, so that Dede will feel alone, so that she will feel lonely in the house, to the point where she will now begin to look for him, because that is when and only when she will realize his importance. So Bright was advising Kola all of these things, and for him, he just hates the fact that fine boy like Kola likes Dede too much. Now, Dede, of course, was denying the whole thing, that no, it's not like he likes Dede like that. He doesn't like her, he's just attracted. Bright had to shut him up, that dude, you're always saying this thing. I'm not a child. You're only 2 years older than me. So I know from experience, you like this girl like crazy, but you just keep on lying to yourself and lying to everyone around you that you don't really like her, but you actually do. Because if you don't like her, this thing would not even hurt you the way it's hurting you. And you would have moved on long ago the moment you noticed that she has these other guys that she talks to. So Kola now was still denying, but then he was also trying to explain that that Dede has explained that Jason and Koyin, they are just friends to her. So Bright was asking, so who are you to her then? Kola could not clearly define what he thinks he is to Dede, which is also a problem. And you see, yeah, as they were having their conversation, the camera too was panning out to Dede and Mide's conversation, and both of them were saying the same thing, like Kola has this crazy expectations from Dede, but then they don't have a relationship. They're not dating. There's nothing going on between them. So why does he even think he has a right to have expectations of her? Now, Mide on the other hand is saying that she has had several conversations with Kola and has told Kola that, listen, if you want this girl as your girlfriend, tell her. Not that you don't tell her anything, but then you're just expecting that she should just understand and know instantly that you like her, so she has to be loyal to you and only you. It doesn't make sense. Kola and Bright's conversation continued, and his ultimate advice to Kola was that Kola needed to humble Dede. He said that Kola keeps on disrespecting himself by chasing Dede the way he's chasing Dede. He needs to respect himself, you know, and he needs to humble the girl by starving her of attention. Kola listened to all of that. I guess he processed it. And then much later, whilst that whole fight was happening, I think Dede had eaten at that time, had given Koyin a plate of noodles and fish as a happy birthday cake, because today is actually Koyin's birthday. Massive happy birthday to him. Kola had gone to meet Dede in her bed. Now, you see here, Dede is a very smart girl because she immediately clocked what Kola was doing. So, Kola going to Dede's bed, he went there with the intention to, in a way, clear the air to the viewers that, oh, I am not a simp. Never ever did I ask this girl to be my girlfriend. I'm not doing anything wrong. Like, he was just whatever, and also trying to drive the conversation. And immediately he started, Dede clocked it, because he said he wanted them to have a conversation. But instead of a conversation, he felt like he was raising his voice and was making bold declarations that, oh, never ever have I asked you to be my girlfriend. Never ever have I told you that I liked you. Like, he was just saying, oh, and Dede was like, hold on a second, what are you doing? Your voice is loud. You said you didn't want anybody to hear us, but you're increasing the volume of your voice. Why? And he was like, oh, sorry. And the guy was talking, but he kept on beating around the bush. You know how Kola normally talks. And everything he was saying is the usual thing that Kola says. Talking about, oh, if you remember from day one, you know, we've been very chilled. I told you I want to have you all to myself, you know, as my companion in this house, so that, he said, because the house can be very overwhelming, you know. And he was like, oh, everybody needs somebody, He was just talking. And you see, Dede still told him that, listen, if you want to have a conversation, have a conversation. you're making it look like you're giving clarifications to the whole world, you know. But he kept on going on and on, still beating around the bush. So she had to cut him short. Like, she told him, listen, when you're done talking, let me know, I want to talk to. But then he now said, okay, since I've been talking, you talk. So she sat up and she cleared Kola. She said, listen, I honestly do not care about how you feel, because I am also human and I also have my mental health to protect. You always talk about how the world views you, the narratives and so on and so forth. You think you're the only one that the world views in a certain way. What about me? You've never worn my shoes to know where it hurts. Do you want to wear my shoes? And then she told him that, listen, the fact that you get to talk about your pain all the time does not mean that I do not feel pain too. Pain is pain. Sadness is sadness. I go through this hurt as well. The things that people say about me out there. But because I don't talk about it does not mean that I am not also hurt. And you know, she went on and on to clear this guy. And sadly, the cameras moved away from them to go join Rooboy and Imisi's fight. If you missed out on that, I did a video about it already. It's my previous video, right? But you see, yeah, I'm so glad that the cameras captured that particular part where Dede was clearing Kola, because she reiterated for the 100th time that, Kola, never for once did I ever promise you anything. Never for once did I ever promise to be a certain way for you. Never for once did I ever promise to live up to expectations for you. Never for once did I promise to be a certain way for you. I never ever promised you anything, and you know it. Do you want us to start taking it back from day one? She asked him. And guys, I don't know what he responded though, because as I said, the cameras moved away. But I was so glad that Dede was able to clear Kola on that level. Because the guy was trying to, you know, he was sending like some coded messages to the viewers like, oh, like in a way, he was even trying to make it look like he wasn't the one chasing her, that it was the other way around. But I'm glad that she immediately clocked it and cut him off instantly. So ladies and gentlemen, here is what I think. I think I've even said it from the start of this video. What I think is, Kola has received confirmation from Ebuka indirectly on Sunday. Now, I'm not saying that Ebuka came solely to give him a message, no. But that question Ebuka asked Kola on Sunday, that was all the confirmation that Kola needed to know that, okay, whatever game he's playing, using Dede, you know, to enhance his game, that there are viewers that actually find it interesting and he needs to continue doing whatever he's doing. So what he's doing is he's milking the opportunity. Remember earlier yesterday, he had been lobbying for immunity from Zita, the head of house, but Big Brother caught them and, you know, cautioned Zita for it. So Kola knows now that if someone like Otega can be evicted, if someone like Kumi can be evicted, then it means that he is not safe. Nobody is safe. He's desperate for immunity. He's desperate to be saved from eviction. So he's trying to do whatever it takes to stay on the top radar of the viewers. And that's exactly what he's doing. Milking every single opportunity, every single relevance from this thing he is pursuing with Dede. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop talking here right now because I would love to hear your thoughts, all right? So please go ahead and share in the comment section below. I'll see you guys on another video. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day. Bye.